Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor and I help people navigate through their awakening process. And this video is going to pertain to the goal that a lot of us have when we start to realize we're going through an amazing process of transformation, that the planet is going through an amazing process. We have a need to let our family and friends and close loved ones know. And we also, combined with this need, this desire, we know that it might be sort of a shot in the dark because they're likely not going to believe what we have to say. It might even upset them. It might trigger them. It might get them to worry about us telling them some of the things that we're going through that are quite normal to me and you and all the viewers, but to them it's going to sound nutty. So what do you do? How do you tell them? What's the magic formula to convince them to tell? So anyway, yeah, that's the premise of the video. I would get asked this quite a bit. In the beginning, someone asked me one time, they were like, Vic, could you make a video that maybe I could show like my family and just sort of like make the video directed towards them? And just so I trust the way you say it, man, and I think you might be able to like convince them. And I thought, you know what? That sounds like kind of like a fun challenge, a fun idea. Can I convince the family? That's a tough one. I can resonate with you guys. You just feel it. That's why you like it. But them, that's more like gotta be real persuasive and stuff. So I initially thought it would be a neat challenge, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized that I don't necessarily personally align with that premise. I don't have a need to convince anyone of what I'm going through because I don't need I don't need their opinions to validate the reality of what's going on with me. I honor my own experience. Sure, it would be convenient if everybody I knew was on board and supportive and maybe even eventually benefited from what I'm going through, but we all are free souls. We have free will. That need for another person to think a certain way about me, that's my problem. I think that's just going to cause complications because then there are expectations upon another and you're allowing how you feel about the situation to be dependent upon them and what they think. If it goes over well, you successfully convince them, then great. You got some allies and some assets, some awakening support group, and they're down. And they might eventually start picking your brain and helping their own self in the process. But if not, you set yourself up for the disappointment, the frustration, the resentment maybe. Why are they being so close-minded? This is not fair. So again, I don't personally think it's essential. It's not essential that they think anything. They're free souls and they can think whatever the hell they want, basically. If they're on board with it, great. That's a bonus. Consider it a perk. But you shouldn't need that to feel very happy right now. With all that said, there is something that you can do to, in a sense, in a roundabout way, eventually have a higher success rate of convincing other people, your family, that what you're going through is real, it is beneficial, and it is profound. And that is with your actions and your attitude. It's not about psychologically convincing them to align with your own personal perspective and beliefs. I don't like it when people do that to me. It drives me insane. And I don't trust that you do either. So why would it be okay in this situation? But if you start following your dreams, you just start going forward on this awakening path, you're going to change. You're going to mold yourself into something that you've never been yet. And people will notice that. They'll say, whoa, you're like a different person, dude. You talk differently. You carry yourself differently. You're more calm. You're once living here, doing this, surrounding yourself with these people, and now you're over here doing something completely different. That will get people to notice. And that's where you open up windows to help them if that's your ultimate goal, which I assume a lot of you, that might be the ultimate goal. You see your family, they're not on the Ascension train, and you can tell, it's obvious, they're not really growing. They're just sort of hardening their selves, their egos, as a coping mechanism to these Ascension energies. And you don't want that. You want the best for them, and I get it. But again, the best way to go about it is to live, be an example. This reminds me of when I was in rehab. I used to go to rehab a lot when I was younger, several times. And there was a collection of like counselors. Some of them were hardcore addicts at one point, and they eventually got clean and built up themselves a good life, a happy existence. They exuded confidence. They had a job that they liked doing, and they were good at it. That was impressive to a lot of us. And those were the people that would capture the undivided attention of all the addicts in the room there for help. The other people who were just book smart, trying to sort of attack our addiction from a psychological and intellectual level, a level of the mind, a level of what I read, we couldn't stand those people. We used to give them so much shit. I'm surprised they even went into that field, quite honestly, because none of the addicts wanted to hear anything they had to say. And that's the situation a lot of people find themselves in, where they really have that need. I had that need. In fact, I told my friends and family, and I thought it was a freaking Fruit Loop, because I wasn't really exemplifying the fruits of one who underwent a transformation. I was someone who just found out I was going through something, just found out the world's going through something, and from that unstable, ungrounded, flighty place, I just started blabbering at them all the different things I've been learning, and they're just like, what the hell are you going on about, man? They saw no evidence of what I was speaking about. I was not living an example. I was a mess. And ironically, as time went on, I'm now what you could say more, my parents now do watch my YouTube channel. Some family members actually do, and are actually kind of I wouldn't say on board, but intrigued, sort of intrigued by what I have to say. Where, again, if I was to have approached them 8 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to have the same response. But I didn't even tell them to watch it, and they just tell me, dude, I watch your videos. It's a funny situation. Like, yeah, cool, you know. But that just happened naturally. And at the same time, I don't have that need. It's not important to me. I want everyone to live the life they came to live. Some souls chose to come here and experience insanity and pain and suffering, but in the context of their whole soul's journey, abundant with many lifetimes, that is perfect for them. I don't want to interfere with that because I don't want to see them do things that I think are wrong. That's not how it is. That's why there's so much chaos. Everyone's trying to live everyone's lives for them. If someone I'm close to chooses to better themselves and raise their frequency, that's exciting and it's wonderful, and I'm happy about it. But again, I don't have that need anymore. So you can get rid of that burden right now just by asking yourself, why is it so important that you convince other people what you're going through? So anyway, I know a lot of you guys might have thought it'd be neat if I made a video like that. I don't align with that. I wouldn't agree with it, and so therefore I'm not going to. But I think I've presented my case on the matter. Take it or leave it. It's not the right answer. It's just what I've learned from my own unique perspective. I'd be interested to hear what you guys have to say. Again, I'm just one person. So have a good day, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the stuff you do for me. I really do appreciate it. Have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Namaste.